played well. I think, that's the most important thing, especially early in the year, is you're trying to establish what you want to be as a team and what we're going to build upon for the second half of the season. And, a lot of that is developing an identity. Every team, our program has an identity, but every team has a little bit different identity of how you do things. And some of that also is building trust amongst each other, and that how you're going to do things, how you're going to play, the consistency of your effort, things of that nature. So, I think that's our focus, and more than wins and losses early is you want to start building an identity of playing the right way, build that trust, and if we do that, we'll give ourselves a good chance to win. And I thought we did a really good job of that this weekend. And we played hard, we played tenacious, we took care of the puck, we made the game difficult on our opponent. We didn't give our opponent very much easy offense. And when we do that, we'll give ourselves a good chance to win.
Were you more impressed with the 2-1 overtime win at Union than the 6-1 win at home? Or?
Yes. Yeah. Friday was one of those games I thought we played great. And it was nice to see us get some offensive production and build some confidence, etc. But Friday was also one of those games where we were really good. For whatever reason, they were off a little bit, and we had some pucks bounce our way. A few of the goals, kind of ricochet around and end up in the back of the net. So, now you're playing the national champions back in their rank, a very difficult place to play, after they lost the night before, and you just know how hard that game is going to be. And Union was fantastic that night, and I knew they were going to be. And so for us to be able to hang in there in that game, give ourselves a chance to win, tie it up late, and then find a way to win in overtime, that was a much more impressive effort.
The penalty kills seem to be firing all cylinders this weekend, really kind of stifling them. Is that something you guys saw as well? Numbers obviously show it.
Yeah, the numbers show it, and we were good. The only power play goal they got was a late third period goal in the first game where the game was kind of out of reach already. Brian Vines, our assistant coach, works with our penalty kill. He runs the penalty kill. He does a great job. He has a lot of pride in it. He's got those guys humming right now. I thought our PK was the biggest reason we won that game on Saturday. Guys like Zach Schrader, Mark Miller, Mark McGowan, Matt Neal, Milos Bubella on the front end, and then all the defensemen, and then especially Kazi, because your goalie has to be your best penalty killer. But not only did we kill it well, but we created a dramatic amount of offense from our penalty kill. I think we had 4 or 5 scoring chances on Friday, including a post, and then we probably had 4 quality scoring chances Saturday, 2-on-1s and things of that nature, where that what it does is not only does it kill it off, it gives you momentum then, and it frustrates your opponent. So the penalty kill was great.
This is kind of a coming out party this weekend for Riley Bourbonnais. He had the hat trick, and then was for about 20 minutes credited with the game winner on Saturday before that got changed. How has his game kind of progressed? I know you talked about the sophomores in the offseason putting a lot of extra effort in the weight room as well.
Yeah, those sophomores had very good summers. Those sophomore forwards, all look ready through the fall to take a step forward. Now, it always doesn't happen right away, and that's just part of it. And I think that can be frustrating. I think it has been frustrating to all 3 of those guys, where you put a frustrating season behind you with a great summer, and then maybe you almost expect it to come quickly and easily, and it doesn't. It never does. And I thought that Riley broke out this weekend, and he stayed the course. He's a tremendously offensively talented player, really, really smart with the puck, really gifted shot. So he has these things in him, and I thought Riley was really good this weekend, not only in scoring goals, but he just played the game the right way. He played fast, he played hard, he won puck battles. He's not going to be our most physically imposing player, but he needs to win the puck battles. And when he wins puck battles, then the puck's on his stick more. And when the puck's on his stick, good things seem to happen because he's a talented player.
Seemed like the freshmen also had a good series as well. Papavessis and Wilson on the blue line, and then Liljegren, he was a runner-up for Rookie of the Week in the league. Those guys kind of step things up. Have you seen them progress even early in the season?
Yeah, we have. With all of our freshmen, and those freshman defensemen have done a real good job. That's probably the hardest transition to play defense as a freshman. And I thought that Papavessis and Wilson really transitioned the puck well for us this weekend. Got us out of our zone, allowed our forwards to get into some offensive opportunities, which was good to see. And then the three freshman forwards I thought were really good this weekend. The Miller, Nanny, Melanson line is arguably been our most effective line the last couple weeks. It's the only line that we kept together from the weekend prior. They scored 2 goals on the weekend, or were part of 2 goals on Friday night, and just give us a lot of energy and a lot of tenacity. I love the way they're playing as a group. And then Victor, we moved Victor from the center back to the wing, which is his natural position, although I think long term he will be a center. Try to free him up a little bit. We needed to create another line that could really be a momentum line. I think the Miller line's a momentum line. And now with Victor, with Milos and Mark McGowan, I mean that's a tough line to handle for anybody. I mean they're 6'2" to 6'3". They're men. They're strong. They skate well. They do a lot of good things. And I thought that Saturday's game was a great example in a hard-fought, tightly contested game. Those guys finally wore down the opponent to where they were rewarded with second and third chance opportunities late in the game and then delivered for us.
Looking ahead now to this weekend, you have Harvard and Dartmouth, 2 teams that are kind of on the rise in the league. Seemingly, they tied each other last weekend. So, what do you kind of see from these teams coming in here?
Well, I don't think you can say anybody's on the rise in the league. I think that it's just our league is our league, and the difference between second and 10th is maybe one elite player, a goalie, and team chemistry. So, but I think that Harvard has arguably the most talent in the league. I mean, they have 11 NHL draft picks, and I have no idea why people aren't talking about them as a top 20 team, a top 15 team, a top team in our league. It baffles me. Jimmy Vesey is one of the best forwards in the country. McNally's one of the best defensemen in the country. They have 11 NHL picks. There's not many teams in the country that have 11 NHL picks. So I have no idea why people are discounting how good Harvard is. I expect them to be a great team, and they looked good on video. That was a really good hockey game for the first game of the year for those 2 guys, Harvard Dartmouth. It was a fun game to watch and break down because I just thought both teams played outstanding, and we're going to have our hands full this weekend.
What's going to be important as a carryover? I know you're 2-0 in the league. It's a good start, obviously as good as a start as you could have in ECAC hockey play. But staying home, I know you have a pretty long homestand. What are you guys trying to do to kind of mix things up in the locker room as far as just day-to-day stuff?
I'm not trying to mix anything up. No. We're not. We believe in the way we do things, and we'll adjust. We make adjustments based on opponents, based on personnel, based on how we're playing or how we're feeling or the feel of the team that day or whatever it is. But I believe in a process, and I think if you get the guys to buy into the process and want to get better every day and value the things that we need to value as a team to be good for this team, what that means, then long term that'll win. And I thought 2 years ago that was a great example, where we didn't have the start to the season we wanted to, but that team really bought into who we were, our identity. And the identity of that team with CJ Lee and those guys will be a little different than the identity of this team. That team was just a beast to play against, and it was one of the most physical teams in the country, and that led us to a second place finish once we established that mentality and that attitude and that identity. And this year's team will be different, but if we come to the rink with the willingness to buy into things and get better at things, then we have a great chance to be a heck of a hockey team come second half of the year.